Following is going to be a video on composing a web page that contains actual web content copied from one website to another. I'm going to use a magazine site, National Geographic, that I would like my students to see some photos from. The problem is I'm not sure I want them having all the open links off of that site. And I know that the magazine's going to update soon and change the pictures that are on it currently. So that being the case, I want to freeze frame what they have on their web page now in my own web page. To do that, I'm going to go on Add a Resource, Compose a Web Page, and this brings me to the areas where I'm going to fill in the content. First thing is a name that's marked red with an asterisk, meaning it needs to be filled in. So I'm going to call this National Geographic. Directly below that is Summary section. And I don't need anything in there. Nobody will see it. It's a place that's meant for the creator of the site to make notes as they access it in the future. I will need to complete this part where it says compose a web page, and it's marked with full text and an asterisk in red. This is where my web page is going to be composed. So the first thing I want to do is go to the National Geographic site, and I'm going to choose the area by holding the cursor button down and dragging across the screen to select all the pieces that I want on this website. I want all these pictures all the way down to the bottom, but I don't necessarily want the bottom content or the top content. So I've released it. I bring my cursor back up to the content area and I right click and select copy. Now I'm ready to go back to my Moodle site where I'm composing the web page. Bring myself back down to the full text area. I just click in there once so that there's a cursor blinking, and then I'm going to right click and select paste. This drops all the photos that I grabbed out of the National Geographic site. However, as I was dragging content in, I see that I pulled all this other area, such as inner sweepstakes and special ad sections, the designer styles at low prices, which is a link to a sales site, and I don't necessarily want any of that stuff on here. So I can do one of two things. The first would be to try to delete that section by highlighting it and clicking on delete. Another idea is you might shut down the links. So to do that, you can just highlight all these areas here and then back in the working area you would select this broken chain link, and the sign that appears says remove link, and that breaks all the links to outside areas. So now if you click on this, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to take you anywhere else. If you click on the pictures, it won't take you to the photographer's site where they have other photos that you're unaware of. Now in the window section, I'm going to choose new window and finally save and turn to course. Now that I've returned to the course, I want to take a look at what my web page looks like. So I'm just going to click on the National Geographic word right there, which takes me to the page we just created. Now in the top section of the web page, you remember we highlighted it and broke the link. So you can see at one time this was a link that would probably take me to the photographer's website. And it becomes a dead link. It doesn't take me anywhere. Again, the reason for that is if you're afraid of your students linking somewhere off of a site that you've created, then this would be a good strategy just to make a safety net where it's not going to go anywhere or do anything that you didn't want it to do. I think we started in this thinking versus seeing, and again that's broken. So it all works and it's looking good for student use. This has been composing a web page by copying and pasting it into our own site.